Hi, I'm Sam, and I work in the office that administers security clearances.
I'm Jessica, and I work in the Insider Threat Program.
We know a lot of people stress out about their security clearances when they apply for a new job and once they're hired.
You may wonder if certain events in your past will serve as a hindrance or if it's even worth applying for a certain position. We're here today to do a little myth busting.
And to tell you to always apply for the job. We look at your entire character, not just one moment in your life.
Can you tell me a little bit about the security clearance process in general? What do the steps look like?
First, you receive a conditional job offer, and then you're contacted by a clearance coordinator. They help you through the initial paperwork, which includes the SF-86, which asks extensive background questions about where you've lived, attended school, traveled, whether you've had any run-ins with the law or incarcerations, and past activities with drugs and alcohol, and other questions of that nature. Later on, you meet with one of our investigators, and they'll do an interview, which includes a review of everything you disclosed on the form.
You're always better off coming clean about a topic than hoping the security clearance investigators won't find out.
Because we will, but also it saves time. When you don't disclose relevant information and we have to dig to find it out, that's extra time that you could have been on the job. And like Jessica said, it seems like an omission. Jessica, Insider Threat works so closely with our office. What are the frequent questions that you receive?
I get asked about the use of marijuana. Since it's legal in many states, many potential applicants and employees have tried it at some point. They always wonder, since it's not legal federally, how could this impact their security clearance process?
Definitely a topic that is brought up often. We understand that as marijuana becomes increasingly acceptable in the United States, more and more applicants will have an experience with it. At the end of the day, it's important to remember that using marijuana in the past is relevant to our determinations, but it's not an outright determinative factor. Everyone's life comes with a number of variables that must be considered. We're looking at recency, frequency, and a demonstration that future use is not likely. Those factor into our ultimate decision.
That makes sense. I'm sure there are a lot of factors that go into the security clearance decision, especially when there could be other issues compounded by marijuana use, like illegal activity, even other substance abuse. Additional topic that comes up a lot is that of mental health. Mental health diagnoses are becoming increasingly more prevalent as the taboo behind going to therapy disappears and there's more of an importance placed on getting care. Do these kinds of questions come up in the security clearance process?
They come up all the time. But again, not the only factor we look at. The SF-86 form is clear that mental health treatment and counseling in and of itself is not a reason to revoke or deny eligibility for a security clearance. In fact, the form even states that seeking or receiving mental health care for personal wellness and recovery may contribute favorably to our decisions. Each case is different, and we take so many factors into account that I can't say a diagnosis will never impact your clearance, but I can say that your health and the treatment of your mental health issues is far more important than this outcome.
Absolutely. I hope nobody ever lets a potential job or current job get in the way of them receiving treatment, whether it be for mental illness, physical handicap, drug addiction, or anything else. There are countless other topics that I'd love to address as everyone always has very specific questions, but I know our time is limited. Do you have any other general words of advice to offer?
Above all else, be honest. If you're truthful about who you are and what you've done, that speaks to your character. There's no reason to hide anything, especially if you've moved on and grown since then. And although it frustrates everyone that we can't give clear answers, I always think it's a good thing. The process isn't just black and white. There are no automatic yeses or nos that automatically grant or deny your security clearance. No two people are the same, and we never encounter a case that's the same as the last, so try not to compare yourself to others. And everyone who considers a job requiring a security clearance should also remember that the scenarios we discussed today are incredibly normal.
Sam, thank you so much for all of that insight. It's definitely useful information for potential job candidates and current employees.
Thank you so much for having the conversation and all the work you do in our Insider Threat program. For more information, click the link below.